I want to believe I'm a Christian, but I also know that I'm doing stuff that Christians don't do.
What happened to Montell? A once very openly Christian artist and content creator seems to have drifted away from the faith, or so it looks. But as with all things Montell, there's always more layers to it. In December 2022, he posted, "I know a lot of Christians judge me because you don't understand me, or you want me to go back to making some old-ish, but my goal is not to be understood by you anymore. It's to comfort the effing lost through art. Just F off if you don't like my ish."
F off if you don't like my ish. Ghost Boy. Ghost Boy is basically a character that he's made. I think these are like alter egos that he's kind of playing into.
And on leaving up his old music, Montell went on to say, "I like the honesty and progression of it. There's a perception from my older fan base that I've drifted away from my faith. My music kind of supports that because it's sonically darker. I like this idea. It feels like a fictional character arc, even though it's my reality." To find the answers, we first need to look at his origins. Montell, although never confined to one genre, found some notoriety in the Christian hip-hop space, having multiple songs on Rapzilla early on, and doing collaborations with Christian rappers such as Aaron Cole, Holvey, and even former Christian rapper John Gibbs. And throughout this period, Montell became known for his soulful Christian lo-fi, which he released a lot of under the brand Lord's Child, which he also sold clothing under. He would upload vlogs on Christian topics.
And today I want to talk to you guys about 3 ways you can help keep your focus on Christ. I wanted to talk to you guys about something, which is one of my biggest fears. It's funny, I just want to say shout out to David Livick for making that. If you guys don't know who David Livick is, he's like a Christian hip-hop music reviewer, and so he sent a bunch of people over to my channel.
Shout out to Montell for that shout out, and really got traction releasing cinematic short films that would often incorporate his own music. And Montell's Christian era, in my opinion, was defined by his 2020 project Camp Lukewarm, a phenomenal project that explores the ups and downs of the Christian life, and through his emotional, somber performance articulated what many Christians go through and gave a hope and focus towards Jesus. Montell's transition started, in his own words, he felt boxed in, and in 2021 he moved to New York, away from all his church-going friends. Montell would release 2 of his biggest songs, Talk to Me.
Talk to me, why don't you talk to me?
And Fall in Love with You. Shooting him into stardom. The following year, he released his album Jamie, his last under the Christian category, and his first album under a major label. And through his success on TikTok and YouTube, he became more well known in the mainstream and even went on Jimmy Fallon. But Montell's fans started to notice the shift in his music and focus. And it's also important to point out that although there were the more critical Christian fans, there are a lot of Christian fans that were genuinely looking out for Montell. Some key moments that led up to where we are today include a video uploaded on December 21st of 2022 called 15, where as his persona, Ghost Boy, he addresses his journey with his faith and art.
Very real. I was grieving loss of time, loss of a loved one, and loss of myself. And I had a million eyes judging my own personal faiths and my own life that I wasn't that showy about, but I made mistakes when I was young, showing myself on the internet more than I should have, and I realized the weight of that.
And in September of 2023, Montell uploaded This Life Ain't Worth Damnation, in which he addresses some of the same comments left by fans, seeing this different direction that he was taking.
At the same time, I'm just like so aware of like I want to remain aware of where I am with God and like not fall too far away.
Jesus! That's the greatest thing ever! Jesus! Cause how far you go, but you coming back.
Good morning, buddy. I just wanted to pray with you for today. The time when Pastor Mike said you were called to those out there. And so just thinking back on this is the platform now. That time has come.
This video was perceived as a step forward towards God by a lot of Christian fans and gave hope to a lot of them who had been praying for Montell. But as with all things Montell, it's always hard to find where he is personally and what is him playing a character or making an artistic point. And at the very least, he had distanced himself from organized Christianity. And over the last year, more has been put out by Montell that seems to hint at his aesthetically darker direction in his rollout. For the build up to his latest album, Charlotte, 3 key videos were uploaded that give us a glimpse into where Montell is today. Let's start with God and the Devil.
Everything becomes a lot more dramatic because you used to have an answer for what happens when you die.
Yeah.
And now you don't.
Damn.
And maybe if you grew up without that answer, you'd be like, it wouldn't bug you. It's just kind of like...
My girlfriend is like that. She's like, just doesn't believe in heaven or hell at all. And it's like, fine.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how do you just wake up and you're like, I'm gonna die one day and that's it. But I don't know, I still get messages that are like, people are like, I had a prophecy that this was gonna happen to you 3 years ago. And like, I remember I got this one DM that was actually like 3 or 4 years ago that kind of said some of the stuff that's happening now. Like, I'm gonna make music in this way for this audience, and like, I'm gonna basically go down a path of like destruction.
Yeah.
And that stuff messes with me sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to believe I'm a Christian, but I also know that I'm doing stuff that Christians don't do.
I'm trying to be better, but not in the context of Christianity. I'm just trying to, like, I want to be a good person.
Maybe religion is just different cultures' perspective on
God.
the
same thing.
On the same
Yes.
thing. But it's like, we all see it a different way, but it's still the same energy that we are trying to like put in words, which can never be put in words.
In the Lil Yachty video, he gives us some insight where he says,
growing up, I kind of viewed life as like, you know, you gotta make it to heaven, and like, if you fuck up too bad, God's gonna like punish you, and it took me to like,
damn,
even 23.
You used to think like that?
Yes.
Damn.
No, yeah. I mean, I was like, I was a crazy kid in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but. Yeah, it took me like 22, 23 to start thinking for myself. I moved to New York, and I just got around like artists, and I got around like people just like me. And I was like, you know, I mean, life is to be lived, and I'm like allowed to make mistakes too. But I still believe in God, and I still believe that something made all this, and there's a reason why like we have these voices. But I'm definitely evolving. And I'm definitely like just walking in what I think I'm supposed to become.
And in his video with Omar, he gives some hints on where he's at. It's clear that Montell is in a rougher patch in his faith journey, at least from a Christian point of view. I believe that from Montell's point of view, he is still figuring out where he lands in the present day. What is real? What is faith? What is of human origin and what is divine? He's even reading books on psychology and religion. My hope for Montell is that he would find his hope and faith in Jesus, and I'd encourage him that no matter how far away God feels, the door is always open, and that may apply to you as well. Let Jesus define his story, not those who claim his name but fail in the process of living up to it. If you want to learn more about another artist's journey outside of the Christian genre, click this video here.